Hafa and Tirow, Marianas. I understand that it has been a long week for all of us. Last night, our community received some positive news in light of all that is going on in our region and around the world. 2 specimens were sent to Guam earlier this week for testing, returned negative for COVID-19. This includes the specimens from an isolated individual. While we still do not have a confirmed case of COVID-19 here in the CNMI, your government, through our COVID-19 task force and the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation through CEO Esther Muña, continues to be proactive and implement strict social distancing procedures to keep you, your families, our manamku, and our loved ones with pre-existing illnesses safe. Since January, we have been actively conducting surveillance at our airports and screening tourists and returning residents through our health declaration form coming in the Marianas. We were the first state or territory in the United States to do this. When we made the request on January 29 to suspend flights from China to protect our islands from the coronavirus, we knew that it was a difficult decision. It brought our economy to a standstill and hurt our government revenues, which was seeing positive collections in January. But we knew we had to do this, do what is right to keep our islands safe, despite having to go through this economic crisis. On March 3, 2020, I wrote to President Donald J. Trump to inform him of our crisis in the CNMI and sought his assistance to mobilize federal resources to aid the CNMI government in our response to this pandemic. Earlier this week, in response to my communication, FEMA has officially been authorized to provide appropriate assistance and provide emergency protective measures, Category B, not authorized under other federal statutes, including direct federal assistance under the Public Assistance Program. FEMA Region 9 Administrator Robert Fenton, who has been a strong partner of ours during typhoons, directly informed me that the President's declaration covers all of our islands, Saipan, Tinian, and Rota, for COVID-19 response. Lieutenant Governor Palacios and I have already started working closely with FEMA since March 13 to access all of our federal resources available to the CNMI pursuant to the Presidential Declaration, including my request for the mobilization of the Incident Management Assistant Team, the IMAT-A, to assist the CNMI in its emergency protective measures and response coordination to combat COVID-19. We also worked with the U.S. Small Business Administration, SBA, to provide economic injury disaster loan for our affected businesses. Through the support of our businesses, the SBA Office of Disaster Assistance approved our request, and we are now waiting for the formal declaration to begin offering assistance to all of our impacted businesses and nonprofit organizations. Federal support and my request is well on its way, so we are not alone in this crisis. We made this request before a confirmed positive case emerged in our region. Last Sunday, upon hearing the news of 3 confirmed positive cases in Guam, Lieutenant Palacios and I did not wait. We took action. We immediately called for the closure of all government offices and non-essential government operations. We worked with PSS, Board of Education, and NMC in closing down schools and our college. The next day, I officially declared a public health emergency for the CNMI. Over the last week, we implemented the next steps of our public health pandemic plan. We established social distancing policies and guidance for our community as we combat COVID-19. In our public awareness campaign, Stay Home, Stop the Spread, we encourage everyone in the Marianas to please stay home and avoid unnecessary travel as much as possible. Work or schoolwork from home whenever possible and reasonable. Avoid social gathering in groups of more than 10. Avoid eating out at restaurants. Use drive-through, takeout, or delivery options. Continue practicing good hygiene. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Use alcohol-based hand sanitizer if soap and water are not available. Cover your mouth and nose with a tissue or sleeve when coughing or sneezing. Avoid touching your face. Disinfect frequent used items such as cell phones, computers, household items as much as possible. But more importantly, if you feel sick or if anyone or someone in your home is sick, please contact your personal doctor or the COVID-19 info line at 285-1352, 1542, 1672, or 1854. If you are an older person, manamko, you are more vulnerable to becoming severely ill with the virus. Please stay home and away from other people as much as possible. If you are a person with pre-existing illness, such as asthma, diabetes, and heart disease, you are more vulnerable to becoming severely ill with the virus. Please stay home and away from other people as much as possible. Children, young adults, and healthy people may also carry the virus without developing any symptoms, and as carriers transmitting the virus to our manamku and the sick. Because of this, I have implemented new curfew hours for minors from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. Again, we please urge the entire community to stay at home and stop the spread. Effective Monday morning, March 23rd, all passengers from off-island, including residents, will be subject to a mandatory quarantine of a minimum of 14 days. This may be inconvenient for you, but please understand that this is to protect your family and your loved ones. To all of our business and travel partners, thank you for all your support and understanding since we first addressed this virus. In the coming days, we will be making more drastic decisions for closure of restaurants and other establishments. This crisis is bigger than politics and bigger than ourselves. It is a challenging time for the Commonwealth, but I know that if we all work together, help each other out, practice proper hygiene, and promote social distancing, we can beat this virus. We will always be Marianas strong, and I will continue to provide updates along with our COVID-19 task force, CHCC, and our local and federal partners. Thank you. Si Zeus Maasi, Zangiliso. Paramzo ni maneng kung tato Marianas. Ugago tatlo sa potasyon mizu, kunang prendin mizu, sa nazudan mizu. Por favor, fanyaga gigima. Hunggan putih dan makput. Sangin ti tabesita gwenazata, spesial sinanata, tatata, biata, biuta, parentesta. Lo esti na virus ti tatungu haji kumakat ka. Zazanggen sinya tafanyagi gigima mas maulik chansata nati tanah holum gini kita nota. Pues por favor ugagogo talo ajudun mizo zan lokui malagozo zani segundo namaga lohi bayunoi hamzu lokui undongklu nasi jus maasi para todo ajudun mizo zan kunun pendin mizo zan mas i bendición ni nanai hami zan todo iteramentin Marianas. Pues zan mas mala zatafanaguti karnai zatafana ajuda unu zan ocho zatafana protehi zan mala zatafanyaga gigima parewa hamzu ni man hobin man gai dat zani manamku nasi jus maasi.